Hello students of Standard 9. Welcome to the digital campus of DAV Moil Public School. Let's begin with an online session of agriculture. Our today's topic is mineralization of organic matters. This need to be considered in terms of carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. Mineralization, the biological process where organic compounds, inorganic matters, are chemically converted by the microorganisms in soil to simpler organic compounds, other organic compounds, or mineralized nutrients. Bacteria and fungi are responsible for most of the mineralization of organic matter in soil. Microorganisms release enzymes that oxidize the organic compound in organic matters. The oxidation reaction releases energy and carbon which microorganisms need to live. The final end product of mineralization is nutrients in the mineral forms. Plants require nutrients to be in mineral forms to take up from soil. Therefore, all nutrients in organic matter must undergo mineralization before they can be used by living organisms. For example, consider a protein molecule containing carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. When microorganisms mineralize the protein molecules, it may undergo several changes to simpler organic molecules before the carbon is converted to carbon dioxide, the nitrogen to ammonification or ammonium, the phosphorus to phosphate, and the sulfur to sulfate. Immobilization of nutrients. Immobilization of organic matter is the opposite process to mineralization. The immobilization mineralized nutrients are incorporated into organic molecules within living cells. The process of immobilization is very important because it relocates mineral nutrients into pools within the soil that have a relative paid turnover time, making them available to plants and preventing their loss by leaching. Plants are generally not efficient at competing with microorganisms for mineral nutrients in the soil. Carbon nitrogen ratio of organic matter and why it is important. The carbon nitrogen ratio of organic matter means the amount of carbon related to the amount of nitrogen present. There is always more carbon than nitrogen in organic matters. It is usually written as C raised to n, as is a single number, because it explains how much more carbon than nitrogen there is. For example, if the ratio is 20, this means that there are 20 grams of carbon for each gram of nitrogen in that kind of organic matter. If the ratio is 100, it means that there are 100 grams of carbon for each gram of nitrogen. So, if the number is low, it means that the amount of carbon is reasonably similar to the amount of nitrogen. If the ratio is large number, it means that there is considerably more carbon than nitrogen. The carbon nitrogen ratio does not tell us what for the carbon and nitrogen are in, just how much is there. The carbon nitrogen ratio is important because of what happens when organic matter is incorporated into soils. First, the layer organisms like meats and soil animals break it into small pieces. Then the fungus and bacteria starts to decompose it. When the enzymes have disrupted the compound, the bacteria and fungi can use some of the parts released in this process as nutrients. For example, if the enzyme is degrading a protein, the microbe would be able to use the carbon, nitrogen and sulfur for its own cell wall structure and cellulose contents. Excess nutrient to the requirement of the microorganisms are available for other soil organisms or plants to use. The microorganisms can access nitrogen in soil more easily than plants can, so the plant sometimes miss out. This means that if there is not enough nitrogen for all the organisms, the plants will probably be nitrogen deficient and nitrogen addition will be needed to meet the requirement of the plant. This is why incorporating organisms matter into soil can change the amount of nitrogen available to plants. Incorporating organic matter that has a high carbon nitrogen ratio will probably cause some nitrogenous deficiency in the crops or plants, at least in the short term. Now it's time to check your knowledge about today's topic. Here are some questions as your assignment. I hope you understand today's topic. We again meet with new video. Till then, stay at home, be safe, be happy.